Welcome to the Through It Podcast, conversations about surviving, healing, and growing. With your hosts, Holly Rogers and Paul Spurl. Anytime you have questions or comments about one of the episodes, email us anytime. Podcastthroughit@gmail.com. And now, Holly Rogers and Paul Spurl.
I think we're recording. Hey guys, welcome back to the Through It Podcast. I'm Paul, that is Holly. Welcome to it again. I know our image looks a little weird again. We're always trying new stuff. We do have a guest today, and he is in witness protection. No, I'm kidding. He wants to remain anonymous, so that's why we flipped it around this way. So if you could decipher that, then you're very welcome. We're on the Through It Podcast, of course. Questions, comments, concerns, email podcastthroughit@gmail.com. Jason, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Jason, you're 51 years old. You are single. You have been married. You are divorced, correct?
Yes.
All right. How long have you been divorced?
4 years now.
4 years. Okay. You have 4 kids, all within a pretty close range of each other, and they're all teenagers. So good luck with that sanity.
Yes,
and so you're a single guy on today. We've had a couple conversations with some different females, stable and not, and about dating. And we wanted to get the gentleman's perspective. So there's been a lot of estrogen on this podcast. So I thank you again for being here because it's very important to me.
Yes.
I guess. All right. I'd like to do history first.
Okay.
Why did you get divorced?
Well, I'll reiterate. I've been married twice.
Okay.
So I got married. We were together 8 years in our 20s, and then got married, started having children at 31, and the marriage lasted about 5 years.
Okay.
We had 4 kids, I should say, in about 3.5 years span. I was kind of jobless at the time, but I stayed home with all 4 kids, diapers, pull-ups. I mean, I was full. She went to work, and I kind of looked for work back then, but I think it put a financial strain on everything because we had just gotten another house. Irreconcilable differences is what was on the paperwork. There was no cheating, no abuse, none of that went on. I think it was a lot of responsibility for both of us, and I guess the signs were there. I'd say about a year prior to actually getting the, hey, I want a divorce. Mm-hmm. I just ignored them because I thought it was just stress, and that was her way of lashing out. But she followed through with it. So that was back in 10, 11. I stayed single about 3-4 years, and then dated someone from my childhood for about 5 years. She moved in with me. Circumstances were a little bit odd, but I had COVID had hit, and we all got laid off from my job. Mm-hmm. For 5 months, we were out of work.
Oh, sure.
Well, we had just put in to get a place in Michigan, like a condo, and none of that was working out because I didn't have a job at the time. I had to have a job in order to move forward with that. She stayed about a hockey season and she took off.
Did you get hooked up with her because you needed a rebound, bounce back, or is like, okay, I'm ready to try love. Let's give it a shot.
I think I gave it a shot.
Okay.
We knew each other when we were kids, and then I seen her again on Facebook. A lot of them,
Sure.
I was friends with a lot of childhood friends, and we started talking on Messenger. And then after a couple months of chatting it up, she lived out east, so I went there, we met up. There was attraction there, obviously, and we just dated off and on, or I should say dated, but we were distant because she lived a couple hours from me. But it seemed like I put 92% of the effort into the relationship, and I didn't get much back. And then after a few months back here by Toledo, we had gotten married at a courthouse. We didn't do the big shindig wedding because we both had already been married. Mm-hmm. She, about 6 months in, she just kind of went, I don't want to do this anymore.
Really?
Wow.
And then come to find out, not even months later, from mutual people, she moved down to Cincinnati with some other guy.
Oh, jeez.
So my assumption on that one was I didn't see what was coming. Mm-hmm. And then ironically, a week after that happened, I went back to work. So my dad's way of putting it was God had my back on that one because that could have turned out to be a lot worse than what it was. But it's never hard to get. It's never easy to get over somebody.
No.
But I think at that time when she left, it was almost like a weight was taken off my shoulders because of the last 5 months that had been.
Yeah, it's not like it just happens on a Friday. Like, well, hell, I don't know if I want to be with this person. Then Saturday, Sunday, it takes. There's signs, and then there's talking yourself in and out of it.
Well, I had the gut feeling when it happened. I was almost standing there like. And if there's any doubt, I mean, look, everybody gets cold feet, but I think if there's any doubt whatsoever, then you start to question it. And then I've seen things where you make it less to 10 things that are good, 10 things that are bad. If you could tolerate the bad, then you're with your person, or at least I think so. And then apparently I was wrong on that one. But honest opinion, I think the 2 marriages I had, one was a strain of children and other things. I don't want to sound or blame. I'm not blaming. I think there's a lot of unhappiness when it comes to people that I try to talk to or date. In my second marriage, I think she was looking for happiness. She found it with me for a while, and then that ran its course. Makes sense?
Yeah.
And then right away she's with another guy, and then she's with another guy, and then she's with another guy.
So the how do I say that the Christmas present thing, it's all new and shiny, and now I'm bored with it. Oh, look, I have a new one now. And
yeah, I think that's what it was. And then when you get to be closer to our age, I think she's a beautiful woman. So I think, my looks are going to fade, and I'm just going to be stuck with this guy here, and
then someone gives her attention.
Yeah, and then not that I wasn't, but it just wasn't what she wanted.
Oh no, it's you could be giving her all the attention, but some people just like that, to be looked at from afar. Oh my God, that's But yeah, I don't know her, but I think I recognize her.
I also get that impression from both my exes. They're just even till now, even till this day, all the years later, there's a feeling of unhappiness, and that's something nobody can give you. Mm-hmm. That's my thought on it. I think you have to be happy inside. I mean,
because bouncing from person to person or job to job or whatever it is, hobby to hobby, if you're not happy with yourself, you're not going to find it within somebody else, at least long term.
Yeah,
I totally agree with you.
I mean, not to make fun, but my sister-in-law, she would go. Actually, she'd be. I want to paint the wall this color, and then like 2 months later, I'd go over there see my brother. It's like, did you change the color of the wall? Yep, she wanted to paint it. It's like, I think they're still married 30 years. Don't get me wrong. They're happily married, but I used to joke with my brother. I'd say, man, she's unhappy, huh? And he'd look at me and goes, no, why would you say that? I'm like, because she changes paint colors like I change underwear. It's like, I mean, can't you just be happy with the beige? Why do you got to go? But I don't know. I kind of it's unfortunate, but I kind of gave up on I know the old saying is never try to figure a woman out.
Mm-hmm.
But I have a lot on my plate right now. Not to say I wouldn't have time to date somebody, because I will make time.
Well, you've got 4 kids, all in their teens.
No,
late
but
teens,
a couple are in college. They're out of state in college, and then
Okay.
I got 2 that go here close to Toledo, and they live with their mom,
Okay.
and that's the way it's been.
How's that relationship with the ex, with mom?
It's horrible.
Oh, is it?
There's never anything confrontational in front of the kids, but I was told years back, bite your tongue, bite your lip, things will come around full circle, and they have now. It's tough to deal with, but I never would try to drag that part of my life into a relationship, because it kind of would be a turn off on the other end of the court. Like if I was dating a woman and all I heard about was her ex and baby daddy and whatever you call
Sure.
it, if that's all it was, like every single day, I would get sick of that too. It took me a while to kind of figure that out.
Were you bad-mouthed to the kids? Was
No.
she bad-mouthing you?
It's opposite. So here's an example. My son, I'd say, because I have 1 son and 3 daughters. So my son had to write an essay on a hero, and then that kind of went the other way. And I'm hearing it from his sisters. And then the other one that got me was he's going to his first prom this year. He got asked, and 4 days later, I was, the weekend had come. I'm like, he's got a month. Hey, how about we go get you a suit? That's my boy, he's my oldest son.
Sure.
No sooner did I even bring it up, well, Mom and my stepdad already took me to the store, and it's already gotten fitted and it's already paid for. And there's pictures on social media with him and his stepdad, and my boy's 16. We get along. We text every day. Do I think that's a decision that he made? Probably not. Do I think it was spiteful? 110%.
Oh, okay.
Because as a father, that's just something that my daughter, years back, I'll go back to years back, and he's been 8 months after we were done, they remarried. She remarried.
Oh.
So they've been together all this time.
Man, she didn't waste time.
I'll leave it alone after this one comment, but it was just started when nobody writes a book on how to handle it. My parents have been married almost 60 years now. I'm blessed to have them still. But I didn't understand how to do it because my whole entire family's been married. Nobody's ever been divorced. You can't go to a married person for advice because they can't help you. But I'd never forget it. My daughter called me and first tooth was coming out. I said, I'm picking you up Friday night, dropping you off Sunday. It's my weekend. She gets in the car, she got a baggie in her hand. And she goes, Dad, the tooth fairy's coming to your house. And I went, wait a minute. Who pulled your tooth? And she's like, my stepdad. I know it sounds childish, but those are the little things that, and it has happened all these years later. It's one thing after another. I always think the cherry's on the cake and it's done, but I don't think it's never going to be.
So it's not that you're not being attentive. It's not that you're not reaching out.
No, I talk to my kids every single day. We either text, good love, I love you, good morning, good night, how's school, Dad, how's work? Dad quit working so much. I mean, I have a relationship with all my girls and my son, and it's a good one. So I think they're just kind of stuck in a, and I don't know what that's like because I come from a married family. There's 7 of us, but yeah, I deal with it without getting, I guess I'll just be honest, without getting violent. Not with their mom. I would never put hands on a woman, but I'm just saying, like the stepdad, it's like he has a couple kids of his own. Wouldn't you think that suit situation, he'd step back and go, hey, that's his son. Let him take his son and get him something nice to wear for a dance, and let him have that moment. You want to do pictures, whatever, later on, fine. So, but I have ways of working around that.
Is there, and I'm sorry I know you have some things you want to get to, but
No, this is great.
I'm in the similar but different situation. Is it her pushing, or is he just taking the lead as the dad?
No, I think she wears the pants.
Okay.
I think she's kind of doing the whole, because a question came up a couple weeks ago to my oldest, who's a daddy's girl. I mean, my girls all love me, but if you have children, you can, and we're all children of our parents.
Sure.
Yeah.
My dad had his favorite. I wasn't it. I mean, I'm not being mean, but they're not going to tell you that. But,
now that you're an adult, you can see a lot better.
But my daughter, who's closest to me, she made a comment that her mom had asked her a question and said, she's only been dating her boyfriend. She's 19. First of all, I examined him. I know the parents.
Good work.
He's a good kid.
Good work.
He works, whatever. He's a productive citizen. I'll leave it at that.
As of now, right?
She had asked her mom had said something to her like, well, hey, if you get married to so-and-so, and Lexi's like, well, what do you mean married?
19, right?
She's like, Mom, that's a long time away. I still have to graduate college. She said, well, what's your thought on your dad walking you down the aisle with your stepdad? And my daughter's question, being that she is 19 now, was like, not happening. I have a father. He himself has 2 daughters. And I don't know that circumstance, none of my business.
Sure.
But with my kids, my daughter basically said, now will my other daughter do the same? Probably not. She's more pleasing to people. Okay. She'll probably say, hey, hand in hand, one each arm. To me, I've been hit so many times, I've grown callous to it, especially with my son's situation now. And I'm not going off track here, but I go to church a lot more than I ever have, and there's a group of guys, and we help each other out. Well, I do a Bible study on Tuesdays.
It could be church, or it could be counseling, it could be whatever, but
I mean,
got somebody, that's great.
There's guys, they're 20 all the way up to 70, and my dad attends it all the time. I don't go all the time because I work a lot, but I put God in a lot of situations, and I'm telling you, he's humbled me and he's kept me sane, because I was a bad kid. and I don't want the bad kid to be a bad man.
Sure.
But yeah, it's kept me saddled. I think the church thing, and if that's what it was meant to do for me, then that's what it's doing.
I'm no Dr. Phil, but it is, what I'm hearing is that you're trying to stay consistent with your relationships. You're trying to be there all the time, and I have to believe that they're going to go, wait a minute, that ain't that bad.
No, they've already actually.
What are you talking about?
That's already been discovered,
Okay,
and that's why
good.
everything else that's going on. I'm sure my son, he's in a bad spot.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he lives with them, and they do, and she's done a wonderful job raising my children. I'm not denying that.
Yeah.
You know, guys complain about child support, and I got to pay for it. You know what? Take my money.
Mm-hmm.
I'll live in a box until my kids are adults, and then they're on their own, and then maybe I'll get out of my box, you know. But
Sure.
I've never complained about that part of it. But there's more to it than money.
Of
you
course.
know. And I know it affects girls especially when their dads aren't around. Because my last two ex-wives, the one, her dad passed away real young from cancer, and their kid's mom didn't have much of a father since she was 5 years old. He's always been this.
Yeah.
But he I mean, like very like a needle in a haystack as far as time spent with her compared to what I've done for my kids. I'm not looking for a pat on the back. I love my kids. I don't need somebody to say you're doing a good job, because I know I am, and I'm not being selfish. I'm self-centered.
You're doing exactly what.
Yeah.
Yeah. You as much as you can.
But the financial part, no, I'm not that guy. I don't have a brand new truck and a big house, and I can't take my kids to California once a year. No, I don't, and she's always had that. But they've all discovered that there's a hell of a lot more to life than just that. It's nice to have things. I'm not knocking that.
No, I understand.
But the emotional part of it, yeah, I think I've done well with it.
Well, and I appreciate you sharing that, because as we get into this and we try to help people get through it. See what I did there? I want a history. I want a little history on it, and that's helpful. To know to where your head's at, and to as you said, you've been hit a few times, but you're staying consistent, and I think that's very healthy. So now you're 51. Sorry to bring that up again. All right, you're now single. Are you looking to mingle? Are you seeing what happens? Where are you with bringing somebody else into your life?
Where am I at with that?
Yeah.
I guess if it happens, if I go to Kroger's one day and go shopping and I run into somebody who's, I don't know. Church, I really haven't scoped anybody out there, but.
Where are other single men telling you to go to pick up women?
You don't want to hear that answer.
No, you're in a Bible study. It's supposed to be legit,
Yeah,
right?
the guys I work with are a little different than the group I hang with on weekends.
Yes,
We get told to go to Lowe's.
Do you really for Lowe's?
I mean, it's an upgrade from Home Depot. I don't know. Maybe it's not.
Home Depot,
As far as
that
the
works
women,
too.
but I don't know. I've never really asked the guys, because I feel like I'm seasoned enough to know where not to look for a woman.
Mm-hmm.
So if I see somebody at a gas station and we strike up a conversation and it happens, I don't want to say the universe or God, God plays a part in everything, I believe, but I'm not wishing on meeting somebody. But if it would happen along the way, then it will. I can't say I'll never get married again, because that would be a lie, because I don't know that. I don't know what's going to happen. All I know is my nephew's getting married soon, and it's not about my nephew, but I gave him a bit of advice. And I said transparency goes a long way. And if the woman you're marrying here in a few months, he's young, like young. I said, if she knows the worst thing about you, and I know I heard this in a movie, but it was before a movie that I watched said it, but if they know the worst thing about you and they're still willing to stay with you, then it's an amazing feeling. You don't have to hide anything from them. And I think my first marriage, that was part of the problem. And it wasn't like I was hiding anything horrible, but there was just mistakes that were made. Would I have been a better father had I stayed with her? I don't believe I would have been. I think I was a better dad being away. I really do. Because I think there's a lot of controlling that goes on. I want to control everything, and some people aren't meant to be controlled. I don't know. I mean, that's just my thought on it. But no, back to my nephew, that's the advice he asked me for it. I said, just be truthful and honest with her. I said, don't be doing white lies, because those can turn into big lies. So I think once you get past that part, then yeah, I think, that's the biggest thing. They say money, religion, respect. I would say those are the top three that can ruin a marriage. And nowadays it seems like politics can do that too.
Yeah,
for some reason.
Yeah.
But
yeah, we chatted about that before we started recording.
Yeah.
So do you? I'm happy to hear that you have a group of men that are supportive of you. That's something that I know when I've gone through things with my ex-husband, he felt that he didn't have a lot of support from his friends calling and checking on him. And whereas my girlfriends have been really, really good, like supportive through the divorce, through my children's illnesses, through my son's death, all of that type of thing. And when I went to a seminar, I was really happy to see they had a group just for men. And there was a book dedicated to dads who have lost children, because I think a lot of times the guys are almost left out.
Yeah.
So I'm really happy to hear that you've got that type of support. With that being said, I used to ask my ex-husband, well, how's so-and-so's son doing, or how's the daughter, or what's going on? And he would say, we don't talk about that stuff. So, I don't know. We don't talk about it. We talked about the game. We talked about how many beers we were drinking, or, whatever.
Yeah, for sure.
So have you found in your church group, or just with your guys in general, do you guys talk about dating or marriage, or like the struggles at all?
The only thing, and I believe it or not, it's kind of sad, I think I'm the only guy that's single in my church group. There's like a dozen guys that attend it. Like I said, even the 23-year-old, he's married happily right now. And then the guys that are like my dad, he's 82, they've been married 59 years. So my dad's always been in my corner. So's my brother. He'll, it kind of gets irritating, but like he'll send me scripture every morning. My brother does. Something to read, something in the Bible. And he's like, every day he sends it to me. Does not, maybe I'm amongst the group of that he sends it to, but there's times where I'm like, I'm not in the mood. But then there's times where I open it up and I read it and I'm like, I'm glad I did that.
Yeah.
But not so much. I mean, we talk more about current events or what's going on or scripture. We don't really delve into the divorce and marriages. The only thing my brother always tells me is, make sure she's a godly woman, or at least she has some sort of God in her life, because he thinks that's important. If you're equally yoked, then you have a better chances of a marriage lasting, And I can't tell him he's wrong, because he's been married 30 years. Him and his wife, they put Jesus first. I'm not saying every day of their life everybody falls short, but the fact that they have that foundation, had I had that with my first wife, we probably I wouldn't be having that discussion about being a single man, maybe.
Yeah.
But who knows, But yeah, the guys are there. There's one particular guy that he's been through the ringer, and it's still going on with his children, who are 26. The mom, she's still. It's almost like when's it gonna end? They've been apart 20 years. It's like, are we ever gonna stop the games? These guys are older. They're getting married. They're gonna have grandchildren. We need to just bury it and be done.
Yeah. Concentrate on your new relationship, maybe.
My thought was always with my kid's mom is like, if you got this nice house and nice cars and a really good job, and he's got even a better job, you have money in the bank, you got nice clothes, you lost weight, you look great, whatever. Why are you still being conniving to me or nitpicking or are you that miserable in your life that you got to just come at me?
Yeah.
That's what I always think about, the energy
Yeah,
that
it's
has
wasted.
to come. Yeah, that has to come from that person. They have to be miserable.
I've
to
had
keep
people
that
tell
going.
me that, and this is over the years, but I've had people say there's still emotion there with you. You just don't know it. And I'm like, well, she's remarried. She has been for years. And it's like, doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, she went with him for other reasons. Could have been this, could have been security. But the other part of that is, that's why she's angry at you, is because it may have worked out really well. And she had to make the other decision to not be with me. It's hard to say. I
Yeah.
can't read her mind. And honestly, not to sound weird or mean, but I just don't care. You know what I mean? I love her because she's my kid's mother, but other than that, I don't care what she
That
thinks.
might be a healthy thing to say. I mean, really, you're not holding on like she is, it seems like.
No.
That might
No.
be a very healthy thing to say.
Yeah.
I think so, because otherwise you're then letting her get to you, and then you're equally angry, and you're not able to move forward.
Like you said,
So-
it's wasted energy.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
a
totally.
tad. I will say it's in my opinion, and I'm a nobody obviously, but it's a tad disrespectful to him that she's worrying about you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right.
The hell are you so concerned? He's an ex, I thought. What do you know? That's be in my mind in a
Exactly.
minute.
It
Now,
happened.
spot
now
on.
if you did something with the kids and you purposely didn't return them when they were supposed to, you know, you're okay, fine, you can be a little annoyed, whatever. But yeah, if I'm the new guy, are you gonna leave him alone or not?
Yeah.
Are you gonna concentrate on us or not?
Yeah.
Well, and you had pointed out, back to the whole wedding thing and walking down the aisle, is that stepdad, I would never think to step in that role unless you weren't involved. You know what I mean? Like, when I was in a long-term relationship, I was very careful. I wanted to be supportive of my boyfriend's children and respectful of their mother.
Yeah.
And I was very careful to not step on her toes.
Right.
And my ex-husband's second ex-wife, she was careful not to step, on my toes with my kids, and I appreciated that.
Yeah.
So it's crazy to me when people make
I
things.
am that other guy. I'm the second guy, and I've always said, what you want to do with Dad, it's go. Don't we're gonna do things as a family. We're gonna plan things. You don't want to be a part of it. You want, but hey, okay. I always thought, doesn't matter what I think about him or think about her or their past relationship, I'm going to be here to try to be something stable.
Yeah.
If Dad wants me, fine, okay. But, I'm only going to step in and get in the way when somebody else doesn't. That's all. And I'm sorry it's not,
Right.
well, I don't, judging by your conversation, I don't know how much is him or her, Sounds like it's mostly her.
It is.
Kind of got to be the puppet master here, that kind of thing.
Well, the comments have been made, and if I would have stayed with your dad, we wouldn't have had the life we have now. What life are you speaking to?
Yeah.
Are you speaking to we wouldn't live on the river in a house that's, fancy? Like, I don't understand what that she meant by that comment. But you're talking to three young ladies, and they're probably looking at you thinking, are you kidding me? I'd have loved to have my dad. If they were living in a garage, my girls would have loved to have their dad with them all the time.
And what did you just say after the pandemic, not too long after it?
Yeah.
You got rehired and you're back to work and making money. I mean, it's like,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah. So I don't know. I can't, she comes from a divorced family. Both of them do and have, and, it just seems common practice anymore. Nobody sticks it out and stays married. Look, if there's abuse, everybody knows.
Sure.
There's circumstances.
Certainly.
You just can't stay with the other person
Mm-hmm.
because the black eyes, start to happen often, and the next thing you know, somebody's really hurt.
Sure.
I get all that, the abuse. I get but I was used to make comment to her when I was married to her because I thought that was my 80-year woman. Like, I'd never leave her. Like, we'd die
Yeah.
together. If you got in a car accident, lost an arm. Like, I would have the other arm to wipe your ass. Like, I don't know what part of I love you don't understand. And I don't think the same love was there, because if it was, we would have never got split up. Mm-hmm. We just wouldn't have. I know in my heart of hearts it wouldn't have happened. So that makes me second guess. Did she love me as much as I loved her? Probably not. There's always somebody that's going to love a little more, but the things that were wrong could have been worked out. They really could have been. But by that time, the family just was like, oh, glad you got rid of him. Everybody says it after the fact. I don't know why you were with him in the first place, and it's like everybody's always got their side comments.
How about the other way?
Yeah.
To you?
Oh, yeah.
Did people say that to you?
Yeah. I have sisters and brothers, and I know a couple of them said, you never got treated right. And I'm like, you guys only seen a couple little flaws.
I couldn't believe the comments came from me.
Yeah.
I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Because I was painted as the bad guy, and stuff like that. And I said, really? Okay. Yeah, two people, very close friend and very, I got a comment made from someone I would never have expected even to pretend to care about anything to do with relationships, but he says, good. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh my God. Very blunt. You know him, but you don't know him, but it's ridiculous. What? Good. Like, what the, where, what? But anyway, so before we get off, and because I want to be careful we're not bashing, because you have painted a picture here the last couple minutes that, like I said, you're maintaining consistency with the kids, and you're purposely not bashing, even though you probably have plenty of material.
Oh yeah.
But so looking into the future, people coming in life, how are you gonna? I'm going to say this very bluntly because we're just two guys. How are you going to weed through the wackos? How are you going to weed through to find out the next person you get with, on a more permanent basis, not just a little date here and there? How are you going to find out that this person is a little more legit and stable?
It's crazy you ask that, because now my daughters are all involved. Don't like her. Yep. Looked at her profile. Yep. Don't like her. I'm like, well, first of all, you're not my matchmaker. I made that mistake about 2-3 years ago, and I showed my daughter, because she's my oldest. She's like, who are you talking to? And I said, this happens to be her. And she goes, oh, really? And I go, yeah. And she's like, well, I guess she's cute, Dad. I go, well, I'm glad I got your approval. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of, I'm not saying my daughters are going to pick who I stay
understood.
with.
But I love the idea that they're chiming in. I mean,
no, but that 3 years ago gig, it's come to a complete halt. Okay. I will never discuss who I'm talking to with my daughters. No, unless I see something that's, if there's potential and I've been with somebody for a while.
Sure.
I'll bring them around the children, and I mean, you hope. I mean, if I got 4 kids, somebody's probably not gonna. Mm-hmm. There's always going to be one, and maybe not. Maybe there'll be 3 and only 1. I don't know how it's going to work out. But that's important. My circumstances right now, as we sit right here today, they are not for dating, just because of where I'm at in my life. I'm taking care of Mom and Dad right now, so it's not like my parents need a wheelchair. There's just things that they need taken care of. So my brother and I are doing it. He's doing it from afar, and I'm doing it literally with them on a daily. That's hard for any woman. Hey, you want to date? Well, you don't have your own house. Well, you know what? Right now I don't. And so I don't have the confidence that I might have had given different situations. If I had a nice house, truck, Harley, couple, big bank accounts, I'd feel more confident. And that's just the truth of it.
Is it confidence or is it circumstance right now? Because you said you're dealing with parents a lot.
It's circumstance. But then, like any guy, I shouldn't say just guys do this, and I'm not blaming it, because I'm done with the blame game. I have been for years. But when the reality is you're paying child support on 4 kids, you're paying for 2 lives, you're only living one of them. So unless you're making a really good living, I know people that have done it, but after a short while they have a partner. Mm-hmm. And it's hard to do it on your own. Mm-hmm. It's kind of how I've been all these years. I've done it on my own.
Yeah.
I've kept up with everything. I've done right by my kids, but needless to say, you know what I mean? Because there's just some guys that go, yeah, screw you. I'm going to work under the table. I'm going to hide out. Well, it catches you. I mean, and that's not why. I did it because it's my responsibility, you know? And I told her from day one when we split apart, I said, I'm always going to be their dad. And I'm always going to be right here. I'm always going to have, you know, do the best I can to help support them.
So everyone's local. Everyone's within a couple minutes or that kind of.
Oh no, my older two daughters are out of. Well, my one
they're
daughter
in
is
college
down south, but the other one's out of state.
But as they were growing up, they were.
But back to
close.
the dating. I don't know. Is it easier to find somebody that there's a mutual friend involved? Like my sisters, my one sister would go, you know, so and so thinks you're cute. You know, she knows you're not married anymore. But it's like part of that in me is I don't want to say it's dead, but it's numb.
Yeah, I get that.
It is.
Yeah.
I mean, just even the physicality of it. It's like, you know, I really don't, I mean, I don't want to say this and I don't mean this, but where sometimes you feel is like you don't even care. I got my couch. I got my Detroit Tigers. I'm flipping on the TV. I got my little munchies. I'm good. I got to work in the morning. I don't need drama in my life.
Sure.
And that's just kind of the way I feel sometimes, where I just don't want the drama of, like I said, if you can tolerate the worst part of somebody and if they're worth, the juice is worth the squeeze, I guess, I'm open. It doesn't have to be, you know, some movie star looking woman either. I mean, a lot of people, I think that's their problem. They go like, well, he's just not that good a shape or he's not that good looking. And it's like, well, you're no Audrey Hepburn, honey. I mean, how are you judging people?
Sure.
Yeah.
You know, I don't have a six-pack of abs. I'm 51. I'm not chiseled, so I don't go to the gym 6 days a week. Sorry, I got other things going on.
I have a keg, thank you very much.
Exactly. So and that's how I feel sometimes. Like, am I in shape enough? My hair's too gray. You know what I mean?
Luckily for guys, you're considered a silver fox with the gray hair.
Sometimes.
It doesn't work that way for the ladies.
No.
So the gray hair is good.
Well, I appreciate it.
Well, you don't have an old man haircut, so that's helpful.
Yes.
Right. Yeah, I don't have the Phil Donahue.
Yes.
That's a great reference, for sure.
Phil.
Anybody young would be like, who's that?
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
Well, listen, let's wrap up because you've given us a lot of insight. But any other questions that you think we should ask?
Okay. Can you give me 3 green flags that you look for in a lady?
Primarily, I would say somebody who is on the same wavelength with the Lord and me. I think I'm no pastor. I'm no perfect person because I'm a Christian, and like I said, everybody makes mistakes. Everybody's sinners, and everybody does what they do. But that's something that's kind of near and dear to me. If they're, religion to me is important. I'll leave it at that.
Good. No,
that's one of the things that strikes me. Second, I would say, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of things. I mean, but see, I quit drinking years ago. Okay. So to bring that into the mix, like somebody likes to go, bike ride and drink beer and go to concerts. I'll attend concerts. I drink Pepsi. I like to golf. If she likes to do stuff like that, I like to go to ball games. I mean, I like going walk. I mean, I go.
So if she has a glass of wine at dinner, is that a?
Oh no, absolutely, that's fine. I mean, I'm not going to tell you I'm going to drink a beer once in a blue moon when it's 100 out and we're doing things.
Yeah.
But what I mean by that is I don't go out to the bars anymore. I don't go out and get drunk all the time.
You're not getting it done, right? Like the kids.
And back to what my buddies would say at work, like, well, why don't you go out to the bars and meet a woman? Well, I'm not saying there's not that diamond in the rough that just went there after work to have a beer. That's okay.
Well, you're going to meet someone. It may not be a relationship, though.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I think as single people, we all go, and let's be honest.
For sure.
Around this area, there's not really a whole lot you can go do, you know what I mean? But I believe that to be untrue also. You can find stuff to do with somebody. But no, a social person is good. Somebody likes outdoors.
Okay.
When I say God and that, and then somebody who's not controlling and doesn't try to change you.
Okay. Those are good.
There's nothing wrong with adapting to each other a little bit.
Sure. Yeah.
You got to bend. But, if you start dating and she's like, oh, we're just going to listen to country every time we get in the car, then you got the wrong guy. I'm a fan of all music, but I'm not going to have a country channel on the whole time I'm home. But again, you start dating somebody, you feel them out. But, yeah, I'm a big music lover. I mean, there's just things. I read books too. I mean, I watch movies. If she likes to do all that things, but superficially, I just find it hard that that's the impression I get. Like if you don't, and I would say there's a lot of good women that are good-hearted and they're not looking for the guy that makes $1 million a year, but they're hard to find. They really are.
Are you willing to work hard? That's if I was a female, I understand the stability thing, but are you willing to work hard for me?
Yeah.
That's what I want. Okay, we'll see what we can get to.
Well, and that's another thing
or...
too. What are you bringing to the table? Well, what are you bringing to the table?
Yeah, for sure.
If you don't have your own house right now, well, what could you be bringing to the table? Well, how do you know I don't have what I need? Right now, that's just not the way life is right now at this point in time. I mean, I think I'm where I need to be right now in my life. If I meet somebody, that'd be fantastic. Because, after so many years, I am human and I'm a man. And, a hug once in a while wouldn't hurt. A little kiss on the cheek wouldn't hurt. Exactly.
What I think, I'm going to, as much craziness as you've been through, I want to say you are telling me very healthy sounding things. And I'm no Dr. Phil, but don't control me. But you're willing to adapt a little bit. You're willing to bend a little bit. Absolutely. And I tell you, man, that's that makes a lot more sense than anything else. I mean, sure, you're going to be different. Sure, you've gone 50 years or so doing your own thing, but yeah, if you're willing to adapt a bit, but someone comes in and says you can't do this anymore. Okay, then no, you're already starting off on the wrong foot.
And if it's something negative that I do, which I can't really think of anything offhand that I do that's bad, but but no, you have to meet somebody halfway. Mm-hmm. And if you don't have the same hobbies and you don't like to doing the same things, that makes it tough too. If your friends don't approve of the man, then that makes it even worse.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or the woman.
Yeah.
But that's sad to say, but with the exception of my family and my kids and my work buddies, which I don't hang out with them outside of work, but that's all I have in my life.
It's pretty well rounded enough.
But I mean, you know what I mean? I got crews of guys I grew up with since we were kids. If I called them right now, they'd be right here.
Sure.
I'm not saying that, but I kick it with you every other weekend. Our kids are hanging out. We're going golfing. I'm in golf leagues. I'd love to be in any kind of league, but I worked, my hours wouldn't allow it.
Sure.
I just can't commit to something like that. So, but yeah, I'm definitely a homebody. I'd love to get out more and do things, especially now that the sun's out.
Yes.
It's
supposed to warm up this week too, which is exciting.
It's going to be 29 tomorrow, so don't jump the gun yet.
Yeah.
I'll be outside working in it. So
furnace is still a thing right now. But
but no, I'm definitely not against dating somebody. I'm definitely not against going out. But like I said, the controlling part, I seen it in somebody I tried to date not too long ago. Not date, but we were just talking, and the way she snapped and jumped the gun, I went, you know what? Radar went off, and I'm seen it. And we had never really gone out, but we were just hanging out that day. She snapped at me. Like I just kind of did one of those lookaways, and I'm like, oh my God, that sounds like familiar to me.
Oh yeah.
And it was over something so simple. Mm-hmm. And it was just like a snap. And I went, I get it, people have bad days, but no, the way that happened, no. I can see and I'm kind of glad that it happened, because otherwise I'd have been 2 feet in by now. I just had a toe in at the time, and I'm like, yeah, that's not happening. No, I can't.
Yeah. Well, you know what? It's good that you recognized it. I mean, I'm sure, yes, it would have been any thought to go, it's no big deal, let's continue on. But you were healthy enough to go, You know, and that's probably long term, probably a hell of a lot better idea than sticking around and just taking it. But
I mean, I don't know ages here at the table. I know you guys don't.
we're
know
all
age,
about the same. So,
but that's another thing.
Speak for yourself.
But that's another thing. Like I don't have time. I mean, I hate to say it, but we're on the back nine. I mean, I hope I live till I'm 100, but let's be realistic. Like, if I got 25 years to live, I don't want to waste it and date somebody for 5 years and then find out they're just going to leave again.
yeah.
At what point do you go, okay, I'm just done altogether?
Mm-hmm.
My next girlfriend will be at the nursing home.
That's what's
So,
up. There you go.
yeah, I mean, hey, if that's what it is, that's what it is.
That's how it goes. Yeah.
I'm sure it could be worse.
Well, listen, ladies, if you want somebody like Jason here, you can always email us podcastthroughit@gmail.com. And somebody said Jason, and we'll pass along your info, but you can't be a psycho. So
No psychos,
no
but
psycho.
we've had success with one of our other podcasts where there's like a love connection.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, so it is working.
That could work.
Yes.
So, all right. Anything else to wrap up with him? Because I think he's given us a lot of good information, and hopefully you're listening to this gentleman speak, because we've heard a lot about how the ladies feeling, and rightfully so. But
No, you've given us great perspective. I appreciate it. Do you have a last nugget of advice for any gentleman
a recent single gentleman, maybe.
Yeah.
I would say if you go out on a first date, stay away from politics and stay away from leave some things to chance. Like, don't talk about everything on a first date. You know what I mean? Kind of like I just talked about everything with you guys.
No.
There's still a lot I haven't to talk
That's
about.
I'd still go out.
Yeah.
That's fine.
You know what I appreciate that. But I mean, you just don't want to like just tell them everything, and then all of a sudden it's like, okay, what haven't we talked about now?
Yeah.
Just give them tidbits. But I talk a lot, so that's one of my downfalls in life.
Well, that's good, because people don't tune in to hear me talk that much. So I'm glad you did. I'm glad you did, for sure. So, Jason, you have a good one. Thank you for playing along with us, for sure. And we, if it's okay, we'd like to check back in maybe, I don't know, a few months, see how things are going, see if there's anything new going on.
That'll work.
All right, awesome.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Coming on.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All right, kids, thanks for listening. You know how it works. All the details, go to the podcast. And if you have any questions, whatever, podcastthroughit@gmail.com.
This has been a presentation of the Through It Podcast. Conversations about surviving, healing, and growing. With your hosts, Holly Rogers and Paul Spurl. Questions or comments about one of the episodes, or if you want to be a sponsor of the Through It Podcast, email us anytime, podcastthroughit@gmail.com. Produced and sponsored in part by the Entertainment Network, enterthenetwork.com. Thanks very much for listening and being with us while we get through it.